We are about to start. This is Robot Nuke. Now let's hear it for the man, the myth and the legend in his own head, Eric Nuke Hudson.
Okay, we are here again. Got another episode for you. We are going to go through, of course, what the numbers look like for everyone. And I don't know, I think something happened on about Tuesday or so, and it's got people feeling a certain way on both sides of the aisle. And most importantly, it's going to affect the housing market. So let's go ahead and get into the numbers first, and then we'll get into the non-politics. So let's just see what has happened in the market leading up to this week. We've almost had 7 days over the last 7 days. I mean, since the first of the month. So right now we have 898 new listings on the market. Back on the market is 187. Wow, that's a police code, believe it or not, in some jurisdictions. Price decreases of 665. Price increases of 121. Under contract of 305, 304. Show, no show is 450. Contingent, I just like to skip down here, is 12. That's basically a person who is, saying they need to sell their house first. Sold is 675. Expired 261. That is about normal because we just had a new month pill over there. And what happens is a lot of agents set their contracts to expire at the end or the beginning of a month. So that's pretty normal. But I'll be very honest, this is actually, for this time of year, a little bit higher than I would expect. So temp off markets of 40, withdrawals 179, conditional 108. We got 84 coming soon. So let's get into the real nitty gritty and kind of the reason you are here. So let's just look at what the board put out for last month. So look at this. We had 1,918 units sold, which is actually up. Median, and let's compare that against the previous month of 1,791. So actually, the sales are going up at a time when I'm going to say, oops, sales are going up at a time when normally, market kind of slows down. Here in Las Vegas, we normally have a more balanced market than some places. Our market is more year round, whereas right now, if you're in Illinois, Indiana, or something like that, the market is pretty much frozen. It's done until springtime. But we have a year round market here. As far as prices, now this says they went up, but they're talking about year over year. Actually, prices have gone down. So this kind of matches with what I said on my live stream leading to the end of the month. So 475, 531. Interestingly enough, the Las Vegas Review Journal kind of said, like, hey, everything's going up. It's like, yeah, that's year over year, month over month. It's actually gone down. But if you are a home seller, I'm sure you'll at least appreciate it's not crashing. If you're a buyer, it's kind of stabilizing a little bit. We'll get into interest rates a little bit later. I've got a 3-month effective inventory. I think I did that off the top of my head, Sam. It's going to be probably about 3 months when I did my last live stream. So yay. But that is way up. 3 months. Actually, I won't call it way up. I'd say this time of year, it's almost normal. But if you look at the number of units that are available, that is way higher. So the month prior, look at this, 54, 58, 57, 84. Math and Public, over 450 more homes on the market right now. That doesn't bode well coming into this year, but at least it's not that bad. I think we got up. I'll have to look it up. I think 8 and 9. Hold on. You know what? Let's just do this live. I think at the turnover when the market started going down. So let's just look back then. Sorry, I'm doing this over here. Okay, so we had 7,342 units when the market did one of these. As a matter of fact, no, the market started doing that before. Let's be very accurate here. Let's try to go back a little bit before that. Let's try about, I think, October. It may have peaked in December. I'll see. Hold on. 7,906. So compared to when the market just lost it and did one of these, we are doing better now a little bit. Going down to the condos and townhomes, 540 sold. Compare that against last month or the month prior of 486. So more condos and townhomes sold. Oh my goodness, hold up. 315 was the median sold price compared to 299.5. So maybe I didn't read the article good enough. That is a ridiculous price there for condos and townhomes. Maybe we'll have a little time to go into it. We have 3.3 effective months of inventory. Just because I always cover it for those who don't know. A normal market is 5 to 6 months. That is known as a balanced market. Anything over 6 months is a buyer's market, and less than 6 months is a seller's market. So we are in a seller's market, but the entire time I've been in real estate, which is now 11 years, we've been a seller's market. Okay. Except for some sellers believe it's more of a seller's market than it really is. So we are up. That would make it $15,500. Units available are not as bad as some. $17.99 compared to $17.31. Just for grins and giggles, let's look at the average prices. So averages for the single families, 585, 316, which is very close for the condos and townhouses. And we compare that against last month or the month prior, 599. So the average is actually down. That could have been driven by some high sales, like multi-million-dollar homes that didn't sell. 305, which is, so we've actually gone up there, but down in single family. Okay, let's get on into a little bit, see what the market is doing so far. We are too early in the month to really see what's going on, but let's go take a look here real quick. So just on actives, we're going to look at single family homes. And I'm going to have to do this to make it work. We have 6,025. So 6,025 compared to, oh my, what a pretty pickle. 250 more new homes have entered the market. Okay, let's do condos and townhomes. Just because that's the way the board puts them together, or at least Applied Analytics, who are the guys who, well, I didn't even have to go there for that. 1876. So it is up 77 more units. So more units are starting to come onto the market. Let's go ahead and get back to the numbers here. Oops. Now let's see what is sold. I'm going to go ahead, get in there, look at the month so far. So 84 condos and townhomes have sold so far. Come on. And interestingly enough, again, these numbers are not good at this point because we are just too early in the month for everything. 272, average of 304, which is holding pretty steady. But look at these days on the market here. 22 for the median, 36 for the average. These are the numbers you need to kind of look at, especially this one here. So if you put your house on the market and it hasn't sold within a week or two, don't fret anymore. It's taken longer. If it takes 3 weeks, a month to get your first offer, it doesn't kill you. Don't freak out after a week, okay? This is just the new market we are in, okay? But again, don't let it get too far. Once you start going past that 3 to 4 week period, if you don't have good showings, you don't have any offers, you need to take quick action. Quick action. Because trust me, I'm going to talk heart to heart with you for a second here. I want you to think like a buyer when you're selling a house, because this is how a buyer thinks. Well, the house has been on the market for 60 days. You may have overpriced the house or something, and you're going like, oh, I want to try the market. Okay, great. Buyers don't see it that way. They see that your house has been on the market for an extended period of time. The more you let it sit there, the less money you will actually get in the end. I'm going to price it high for the low ballers and all this stuff. It doesn't work as well as a lot of people think it will. Anybody have any questions? I have a few people on here, including on Instagram. I didn't bring up TikTok today, but just go ahead and let me know. And let's take a look at the single families. Come on. There we go. So 294 have sold so far. Again, it's kind of early. Let's get surprised here. 468.5. Compare it to 475. Again, early. We'll have to see how this holds out. 605, which is up for the median. I'm sorry, the average. And I bet if I were to look, I bet you there's something out there that's weighing heavy. 7 million, 5.2, 4.4. In reality, that is low. Usually you'll have a $15 million sale. So by the end of the month, I would expect to see a $15 million sale. As a matter of fact, I'm so curious right now. I am so curious. Let me find out what the most expensive house on the market is right now. I just have to see it. Huh? What the? It's never done this before. What in the world? Sort. Oh, okay. It won't sort it because there's too many of them. Because we have 6,025 now. Oh, this really oh, I don't want to. Yeah, it blows. I can't tell you what the highest priced house is right now. Ah, okay. Frustrating. But maybe, hold up. There's always a way around stuff. Let me go in here. I'm going to choose active single families. And I'm going to make it above $1 million. So right now, 923 single family homes are above that 953 if you include condos and townhomes. Okay, I can't wait to see this. You see, it has been so long since we had so many houses on the market that I was like, oh, I hadn't seen that message before. $32 million is the high price of a home for sale. It's been on the market 119 days, 29,900,000, a year and a half almost. This one just came on the market, 28,750,000. See, we got some high priced houses here in Las Vegas. I'm not going to bring up the pictures or anything because even though they're probably in the newspaper and everything else, you will have people just going, you don't have permission to show this. That's why you see when I bring up stuff and it's from Redfin and stuff, there's a reason for that because I'm not taking it straight from the MLS. I mean, it's just the craziest stuff in the world. Take it straight from the MLS, somebody loses their mind. But, take it from Redfin or Zillow. Oh, that's fine. Makes no sense to me. Got a lot of folks here tonight, man. I'm impressed. Go ahead. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and I'll answer them, hopefully. Now, let's go ahead and do last month, and we're going to see what the breakdown is. Because one day, lady asked me, it's like, you know what? How many were this and how many were that? And I decided to start putting that information out. So let's see here. For also, I'm just going to, I'm going to do single family first. Let's see if that matches. 1923, 1918. Now, right now, somebody's going like, how is there a difference of 4? What happens is you have 2 days to put in MLS. Some people don't get it in the 2 days. Okay. That's what happened to 4 people. Going back, answering some of those questions that lady had that time. Actually, I'm going to answer every question I've had in the past. And people are dropping out. Okay. SIDS and LIDs. How many of the houses of the 1923? 155 had SIDS and LIDs. How many were had HOA fees? Or usually they're going to be an HOA if they have an HOA fee. 1335. Let me do some math. I'm going to do math right in front of you with a calculator. So 1335 divided by 1923. Let's just call it 70%. Roughly 70% of single family homes in Southern Nevada are going to be in a HOA. And if I was to break this down to Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson, it's actually going to raise up a bit. Okay, let's go here. So how many of these suckers are vacant? I normally don't answer that one. 1,109 were vacant. I'm going to tell you right now, vacant homes shows more people will come and see a vacant home because it's just easier. So that's one tip. And here's another one for you. Just because your home is vacant, it doesn't mean you shouldn't prepare it right. Just emptying it out and cleaning it up ain't enough. First of all, if you got a nice looking home, you got nice furniture and stuff, have the realtor take the pictures before you move. People love to see it with furniture for some odd reason. I don't know why. If you look at the photos of a picture on Zillow or wherever you're going to be looking at them, and you see it with nice furniture in it, it makes you want to see the house more. But when you get there, the buyers don't want to see the furniture because they can't picture, once they're in the house, they can't picture where their stuff is going to go or the stuff they want to buy is going to go. So do that. And if you can't do it, you don't have the greatest furniture, whatever, it's called virtual staging. We live in a new era now. Make it look like you just put a house full of furniture in that place. And it shouldn't cost your realtor more than $100. So if they're cheaping out on that, shame on them. I'm not going to tell somebody else how to spend their money. I'm just saying shame on them. Okay, let's see here. Pools are going to be up here. I always want to know how many people got pools. 447 had pools. Ooh, let's go into the results on it because I'm serious. Everybody talking, I want a pool, I want a pool, I want a pool, I want a pool. So they see the price. Look at this. The median closed price of a home last month with a pool was $635,000 with an average price of $887. Just to set your expectations, because people have expectations and they're like, I want this and that, without kind of realizing where they are or what it's doing. Or I want a house with a pool and I don't want to pay more than XYZ. That may not work. As a matter of fact, we're looking at the pools now. Let's see. So the cheapest place, least expensive place with a pool is $315,000. I'm going to get some information, so I'm going to go a little silent here so I can see it, so I don't have some realtor losing their mind on me. It's in Charleston Heights here in Las Vegas. House was built in 1964. Says cash and conventional only, which tells me that the pool probably don't exist, probably is a hole in the ground. We'll find out in a second. So we got kind of an older house here. Oh no, the pool actually has water in it. A slide. So yes, you can have a pool. Man, this realtor did they put out 57 photos. Man, I wonder how I need to find out some stuff about this house. Hold up. It was only on the market for, oh, look at this. Sold for cash. The property condition was poor. It was on the market for 13 days. The sales price was $315. The original price was $360. But somebody wanted to come in. It's cash. I guarantee you that's an investor. 30 days, no, 90 days, now 60 maybe. The reason I say 90 days, there's this rule for FHA, and this is Charleston Heights has a lot of FHA in it. It's a flip rule. So 90 days from close to offer. But that gives us that. Let's go back here. Let's see. Let's take out that pool. I can show this to you again. I'm sorry. Just sometimes every once in a while, you run across somebody who loses their mind. It's like, I don't want you showing that online. And especially for a realtor, how the heck are they going to get your house sold if somebody's not showing it, especially for the ones that are available out there? So gated neighborhoods. Okay, I'm going to go into my spiel about gated. Okay, of them, 553 were gated of the 923. Gated neighborhoods are a panacea. I wanted the same thing when I moved here. I wanted a gated neighborhood for safety. Until you get here and start realizing gated neighborhoods are useless, because all you got to do is drive to the front of the gate. The next person comes along with the clicker or the remote or the code is going to let you in. You know why? People are impatient. So the only gated neighborhoods that work are the gated neighborhoods. And as far as those go, guess what? They got outer walls and people jump those walls. There's a lady who works with me. She lives in Rhodes Ranch. She was telling me one day about her son, her friend, and his friends are jumping the fence all the time to get in and out of the community. If her son can jump the fence and his friends can jump the fence, thieves can jump the fence. Okay, just letting you know. Let's see here. Getting on down. Most of them are gonna. I'm gonna do this one this week because most of them are gonna be on public. Same thing, public for water. Fireplaces are not as common as they used to be, so I'm not even gonna do it. Okay, now here's the money. Cash. How many were cash? Okay, some ain't right. Although that's financing considered. Aha. Okay, that makes it even funnier because, yeah, no, everybody wants cash. Sold terms, cash. I almost have a story to tell you about one time when I was in Turkey. 410, that does not bode well. So anyway, when I got to Turkey for my deployment, 1923. Wow, 21%. That is low, 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 low. It's normally over 30%. So something is going on with cash right now. And we got we're going out. It's like my only day for the entire deployment that I had off. I went out with these no nice way to put it, other officers who were idiots. Somebody told me later, it's like, you didn't know those were the biggest idiots on base? I was like, it was my only day off. They wanted to go someplace. So conventional loans, 1945. So anyway, we transferred cash into the Turkish lira, which just depreciated like crazy. I think it was worth half of what I did for by the end of the deployment, 1923. So half. Eddie, I'll take half. Somebody put in the comments later on or now, what is that from? Eddie, I will take half. And so we're always shopping what we called in the alley, so FHA 336. And I said, I need to get rid of all this Turkish lira. So I tried to pay for something in the local currency, 17%. And the girl goes, don't you have cash? I was like, yeah, here's cash. I gave her passed the Turkish lira over to her. And she goes, do you have cash? I'm like, yeah, here's your money right here. Cash. And anyway, she starts saying something in Turkish. Dude comes out, and I did that all wrong. Dude comes out, and she speaks to him, and he goes, sir, do you have cash? Some of you may not get that. Anyway, under 9, right over 9, let's call it 10%. Okay, so that takes care of that in there. And that is all of that. Let's see what mortgage rates are doing right now. They actually spiked up a little bit. So they're at 6.98% for a 30-year fixed. It's actually gone down. Look at this, 0.15 basis points on FHA. Man, how strange. What happened? It just FHA 6.48%, VA 6.5%. We are still far off from those magic numbers people are looking for. Next, we are going to get into the nitty-gritty of parts I hate, which is politics. We're going to talk about it. You probably see my drone now. I just got it. I'm actually having some disappointments with it. I thought I could fly. I got it so I could fly through houses, and because it's so small and it's AI driven and I can connect it to my remote for my big drones. Yeah, it keeps losing. Can't maintain the GPS inside houses, and it'll keep going attitude mode and it'll just land. Another story. It's probably a setting I got to do or something. All right, so we all know who won the presidency, Donald Trump, and we're just going to go through some of the predictions that are going on right now with the second term of Trump and what may happen. Try to prepare yourself a little bit for what's coming on the housing market. So this may be like 2 separate videos here at some point, because this is a video in itself. Plus the I got to make the video for the numbers and everything, which I skipped last month. because I just got too busy. For those of you who've been watching my channel, you know what happened with the break-in at the storage. Then some other stuff happened, and somebody was able to break into my Facebook account and steal it, which made no sense because I have two-factor authentication, but they still were able to do it. Blew me away. Don't know what's going on. No poor me. So right now for interest rates and mortgage rates, there's some mixed predictions from the experts right now. Some experts believe that Trump policies will lead to higher inflation and interest rates. So that's funny. You see, I saw signs in my neighborhood, you know, Trump low interest rates, Harris high interest rates. But who knows who these experts are? A year from now, we could be just humming like crazy, because I don't know about the rest of you. I didn't even check today. Yesterday, I made so much money in the stock market. Right now, today it was flat. So we'll see what happens. All my money's in stock. My only real estate is in my personal residence. We'll see. Trump has pledged to lower mortgage rates to about 3%, even though presidents don't. This is just a quote. Even though presidents don't directly control rates. I don't want somebody getting all mad. Treasury yields surged after Trump's win, which put upward pressure on mortgage rates in the near term. For those of you who don't know, the Fed lowered the interest rates today by a quarter basis points, 25 basis points, however you want to put it. That has nothing to do with mortgage rates. It has to do with the 10-year bond. If you really want to see where things are going in the country, somebody told me not long ago, look at the 10-year bond. It tells you where the real money is for the bets on the country. For housing supply and affordability, the president-elect has proposed reducing housing regulations, open federal lands for development and boost supply. Talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Reducing housing regulations will probably help, especially the problem is the federal government can only regulate stuff that the federal government controls. States like California, where they need to build more houses, is still, those are local issues. A state like Nevada, where 90% of the land is owned by the federal government, they can do everything, and then everybody in California can just move on here. Let's see here. Immigration policies and proposed tariffs could increase construction costs and reduce labor supply, potentially worsen affordability. Here's the thing, and I'm just going to say it. One political party complains about immigrants, but in reality does not want them kicked out of the country because it keeps things inexpensive. The other party seems to welcome them and hope one day they'll become voters. That's my take on it. Here's the thing. I go to a lot of new construction sites. Do you know what language I hear on those construction sites? It ain't English. So right now there is a severe shortage of skilled labor for construction. The trades, probably need to get into a different one on this one, because I just had this economic briefing last Friday. There is such a shortage of trades right now. If you got a child, a son, a daughter, nephew, niece, next door neighbor's kid, and they're aimless, get them into the trades. That, you know, that episode of South Park where the handyman became billionaires? That ain't a joke anymore. As a matter of fact, it's so little of a joke. There is a trade high school that just opened. So you got those schools for the arts and all this stuff. They just opened a trades high school to teach kids how to become electricians and plumbers and carpenters and stuff. That really is the future, because the rest of us, we lost that skill, okay? We lost that skill. skills I used to do myself. I changed out toilets myself in the past. Now it's like, hello, Mr. Handyman. And that handyman charges 3 times what they did 2 years ago. Just let you know. So if he sends them all back, expect everything to go up, especially when it comes to housing. And it's going to take a lot longer to build housing. And I don't think he's going to send them back. Trump proposes tax cuts and deregulations. Experts believe they could stimulate the economic growth and housing development initially. But some economists warns his policies on tariffs and immigration could lead to higher inflation. A year from now, we will know. First-time home buyers, packed on first-time home buyers is uncertain. Lower interest rates could help, but potential inflation and supply chain issues may offset any benefits. Construction labor, yeah, you're going to be deporting the labor market. My son's best friend in high school, actually elementary school, they met in elementary school. So his best friend in elementary school, middle school, and high school graduated together. His parents are actually both teachers in Clark County system. He didn't go to college. He went to trade school, become an electrician. He's out in the real world making real money right now. This kind of goes both ways. I want to talk about the trades, and I'm talking about the immigrants. He says he is the only non-Hispanic at all the jobs he's worked. Matter of fact, they call him white boy. I'm just saying what they call him, okay? But you get rid of them, it's not going to be pretty. Y'all ain't going to have no houses. See here. Let's see there. Those don't really apply as much. Let's talk about inflation. Okay, this was going into more inflation because of tougher on immigrants and tariffs, labor shortages in construction, building material costs. I haven't seen this one yet. Proposed tariffs, especially on Chinese imports, could increase the cost for building materials like steel and lumber. This would raise construction costs and home prices. We'll see. Promise of Trump cut regulation on home builders, which could potentially speed up construction and lower costs. It's according to where you are. Here in Nevada, this is a very open state. It's business friendly. It's not going to make a difference here. Someplace like California, it may make a difference. The thing is, states can make regulations and laws that are stricter than the federal government, although some of them are, let's be honest. Marijuana. Federal government says no, but the states are going like, no, we're going to do it. So that's not stricter. It's supposed to be stricter. But California has, and other states have stricter requirements, or they just don't let you build anywhere because it's not in my backyard. Another story. Everybody is getting a house built in their backyard here. Except for in California, they passed that ADU thing. So now everybody is literally building a house in their backyard, literally. And now they love their rights, Their neighbors are like, wait a minute, it's right next to the fence. You just spoiled my view. It's like, I have a right. Yeah. It's more of the same. So that's what we got. That's what the news says. I'm probably going to condense that down, make myself a video in the next few days. With the number of people here, I'm surprised I have not had a question yet. This isn't just for me to spout at you some numbers and talk what's in the news about real estate. It's for me to answer questions that you may have. So those of you who are on the live stream right now, there's enough of you to ask those questions. So does anybody have any questions, comments? Because I want to make sure that this is your time to learn what's going on straight from the horse's mouth, and get what you need. So I'm going to hang around for a second or two here, or more than a second or two. See if anybody has any questions. I'm going to get some Gatorade in me. Any questions? Come on now. Don't be shy. Those of you who are watching the replay, you know what to do. Leave a question below. Or else I'm just going to sit here and play with this drone that I got. And it was actually because I thought it would be better than another drone that I have. And be honest, there's certain things about the other one that is actually better. And I thought I was going to be saving money by getting this one by DJI. They just came out with it. I actually ignored it when it came out. It was like, it's a little toy. And then I was like, oh, they're trying to do is take away the thunder from this other company, Hover Air. But I was like, oh wow, I can use my remote with it for my other drones. Oh, I already had plans. I was going to fly through houses and have the absolute perfect things. For those who see my house tours and stuff, and I already had little plans. I'm like, oh man, no one will object to this little thing. You can hit a baby in the head with this, and it's not going to hurt them. I just fly like through the neighborhood, then swoop down, and then like open the door and like wave at it and have it come through. Have my son learn how to fly it. Yeah, but when it gets inside, it kind of, I mean, even on the patio under the balcony, it'll lose the dadgum satellites. Attitude mode and land. Well, I guess nobody has any questions tonight. So those who watching the replay, there's some questions below. I'm sorry I haven't put out as many videos as I normally do. I felt guilty the other day when somebody goes, you're just so consistent at putting out videos. How do you do it? Wanted to go like, well, you know, right now I haven't been putting out as many videos because life. Yeah, that took a lot out of me, having to all the stuff with the break-in at the storage unit. That took a lot out of me. Then followed by what's happened with my Facebook. You have to realize that Facebook account, how old it is. That Facebook account was so old. I joined Facebook the week that Zuckerberg opened it up to the general public, because it actually used to be called The Facebook, and it was based on, you know, like the Facebook that, well, I didn't go to an Ivy League school. I went to, you know, a school in the dirty South. You would have these things called Facebooks. And what he did is he digitized it and put it online. And then when he opened to the public, I joined that week. That week. And it was so long ago. I was on Facebook for like 2 or 3 years before I had my first friend request from a girl who I didn't even remember from high school. And my second friend request was from my GT teacher in high school. That's how old it is. But somebody goes and they break into it, and I think I know how, because I linked, you know, that account to my business email for some stupid reason as a backup. And for those of you who don't know, we're required as real estate agents to have this, just people know who we are, so we can't rip you off. That all of our information is out there. And I think a combination of being a real estate agent, actually selling houses, you say like over half the real estate agents this year didn't sell any houses. So I'm actually selling houses, which is wonderful. for a military retiree, and combine that with being on YouTube. I'm a prime target, so you have to always just be going after, or trying to protect yourself from people who are going after you, because in reality, they're trying to get after your information from realtors. Because think about it, if they can intercept everything and then get you to send your funds when you buy a house, or intercept stuff when you've sold your house, that money's supposed to go to your bank account. That's a lot of money. They actually do this stuff. There's probably a separate video I should do on it. As a matter of fact, I was in something today, and I've been debating if I'm going to do videos on it, because it was so much useful information. I'm not talking about it was good information. It was just so much useful information. And sometimes people have said, well, you put out useful information. The reason you don't see useful information is because it doesn't serve that person. When I say that person, that realtor, whatever, because if somebody was to put out super useful information, you'd go like, oh, wow, thanks for that information. I'm going to go do this myself. So they leave stuff out intentionally, so you have to reach out to them. And that's, I don't know, it's sad on both ends. Because if people didn't do that, they wouldn't leave stuff out. But because they do, people go and do stuff, people on YouTube and all these other places leave stuff out to make sure you call them, so they're not wasting their effort making videos or doing whatever else they're doing. You know what? I'm getting on a soapbox. But anyway, another reason is if you make certain videos, I mean, oh my goodness, the stuff I learned today was so out there. If I give you the information, it's something that in many ways doesn't serve me as a realtor, but it's information you need to know. I'll go ahead and tell you. We're going to be family here for a second. There is a state program that's getting state money, grant money from the state and the federal government. This blows me away. They will go in and do energy efficiency improvements on your house. There's no loan. It's a pure grant. They will go in, put in new like air conditioning units and stuff. They have another program, like let's say your roof is crappy on your house. They will put a new roof on your house. Gratis, free. State program people don't even know about. I do a video on it. I'll get people calling up and going like, can you tell me more about that state program that has nothing to do with you? And so realtors don't put that out, but you need to know it. And it kills me, because you see, sometimes I put videos out that don't help. It's like if I put a video out that says, okay, this is what you need to do to find a rental home. I don't do rentals. I'll keep saying that in the video. For the next week, I'm getting all these calls. Hey, I'm looking for a rental in Las Vegas. But I said throughout the thing, I don't do rentals. And I'll get a call. So then you stop doing it. That's why it's hard to get useful information. I don't do rentals. I need a rental. Anyway, people are starting to drop off. So y'all don't like what I'm saying. And I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I will see you next week. If you need anything, you know where to put it at. And if you need anything from me, call, text, email. Bam, bam.